It's a great honor to speak before this distinguished council on behalf of the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, to discuss the situation in Libya and the ongoing efforts to restore peace and stability in the country. We believe this meeting demonstrates a genuine unity of concern about the country's situation and our collective commitment to support to overcome its persistent challenges. Strenuous efforts are being made to maintain a relatively stable environment for the benefit of all Libyans and to create a conducive environment for the Libyan-led, UN-facilitated political process in which we look forward to working closely with the African Union and other partners to move this forward, aiming to achieve the goal of a stable state and unified institutions through general elections. Your Excellency, Chairperson, Excellencies, distinguished council members, the armed clashes that occurred on the 12th and the 13th of May in Tripoli highlight the ongoing state of instability and fragility. The situation could worsen if political and security leaders fail to implement the necessary preventive measures to address the causes of these conflicts, reduce tensions, and uphold the country's integrity and sovereignty. Your Excellencies, we've worked closely with President Menefee and the Presidential Council, as well as key member states, to de-escalate tensions in the capital. This led to the establishment of several temporary security bodies, including the Truce Committee on the 18th of May and the Security Arrangements Committee on the 4th of June, tasked with implementing structural measures to sustain peace and reorganizing forces in the capital. But the situation remains fragile, and the threat of further clashes continue to exist. And that is the reason why we very much appreciate the meeting of this council at this time, and we look forward to your encouraging all parties to cease and desist from resolving any disputes through continuing conflicts. Your Excellency, Chairperson, Excellency, distinguished council members, UNSMIL, with the support of the Federal Republic of Germany, reinvigorated the Berlin Process International Follow-up Committee on Libya by hosting a senior officials meeting in Berlin on the 20th of June. We very much appreciate the participation of the African Union, together with other Berlin Process members, including Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Spain, and use the forum, among other things, to strengthen inclusive international coordination mechanisms to enable our collective support to advance the political process. To maintain this momentum, UNSMIL is currently preparing for a co-chairs retreat and looks forward to continued cooperation with the African Union as a co-chair of the Security Working Group. Your Excellencies, Libya is currently holding local elections, which are crucial for building accountability between citizens and the state. However, there are some obstacles to the holding of these elections, and I urge all actors to work together to overcome them. The right of the people to elect their representatives is fundamental. Building on these local elections, we hope to support Libya to advance holding its national elections. We believe that these are a key step in ending the protracted transitional phases and restoring peace, security, and stability in the country. Your Excellencies, UNSMIL facilitated the formation of an advisory committee comprising 20 Libyan legal and constitutional experts that was tasked with proposing options for addressing the contentious issues in the electoral framework that prevented the holding of general elections. They also considered other issues relevant to establish a political roadmap towards elections and unified institutions. We have consulted broadly among the Libyan public in order to have their opinions on these recommendations. Throughout this consultation process, participants have expressed a strong desire for national elections. They also expressed frustration with the continued political divisions, and for that reason expressed some lack of trust in their leadership to pull the country out of this crisis. But despite this, all participants held on to their hopes for a better future for their country. Libyans have consistently expressed concerns about the escalating threat to the country's stability and unity, and they also have criticized the fragmented governance institutions. So based on all of these and the feedback that we've had, I intend to present a proposed roadmap to the Security Council in August, outlining pragmatic steps to achieve the goal expressed by His Excellency President Menefee of holding elections as soon as possible. However, the success of a Libyan-led and owned roadmap, facilitated by the UN, also requires the support of the African Union, as well as the Security Council, and other organizations and member states present in the International Follow-up Committee, which we normally refer to as the Berlin process. We urge and we would look forward to the support of the African Union and this Council to help us to support Libya in achieving this desired goal. Your Excellency, I would like to recognize and appreciate the efforts undertaken thus far by the African Union to advance the National Reconciliation File on Libya and the National Reconciliation Charter, led by His Excellency President Denis Sassou Nguesso and the High-Level Committee on Libya. It is important we all support the implementation of the process being Libyan-led and owned, with full ownership by Libyan institutions and Libyan communities. UNSMIL stands ready to work with the African Union to identify entry points to overcome the challenges to this process and to advance the file, while continuing to advocate for a rights-based and victim-centered approach that is removed from the political dynamics currently holding the process hostage. It is clear that the reconciliation framework must not only be grounded in human rights, transitional justice, and accountability, but also be inclusive of all Libyan constituencies, including civil society, women, youth, minorities, the victims, and political actors from across the spectrum. Your Excellency, Chairperson, Excellencies, members of Council, I urge the African Union, especially this Council, to support the Libyan people in realizing their political aspirations to end transitions, reach more permanent stability. The primary focus now is to concentrate all efforts to prevent conflict, move forward with the political process, ensure an effective process of reconciliation and transitional justice, and bring an end to a period of prolonged transition. It will not be easy, but we reaffirm the United Nations and particularly UNSMIL's commitment to work with the African Union in support of national reconciliation, peace, and stability in Libya and the Libyan people. Thank you very much.